Hey guys, I have to keep this very short, like 45 minutes, because I meet friends and I don't want to be late. Okay, so 45 minutes, I will actually be keeping an eye on the clock for once. Hello, Margo MC, how you doing? You all good? How's your Sunday going? Where are you based? Just gonna open these grapes. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I have to keep this short, and I'm just gonna call out how so many celebrities have these tragic stories, which is all made up, because these people are chosen for fame from a young age, from a very young age. Like you always hear Lady Gaga saying, I was born to do this. And they were. This is not the case. I think one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about what I do in exposing celebrity culture is because to truly make you believe that if you work hard and you have the talent, you can make it to the top, you can achieve your dreams. And it's a lie. And the sooner the current generation realize that, the sooner people's parents realize that, the better. It's all a big lie. You're Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, they're chosen from birth. Your Williams brothers, okay, your Johnny Depps, your DiCaprios, they're chosen from birth. So they all have these tragic stories. I was going to do the whole live stream about Mo Farah and his tragic story, but I'll save that for another day because I'm going to hammer Mo Farah. So we'll save that one for during the week. So we got Pun Loving Criminal 70 from Ireland. Hey, Rainman Main Plan 6079. Smith, one of the best decoders in the game. Yeah, the X Factor's all rigged, but there's always tragic stories in the X Factor. I've gone through all of this in X Factor, The Voice, and they put some soppy music on in the background and how music saved their life. And they had no confidence before they got on stage, and then the audience just inspired them and they found who they were. Wow, 13 in the life, 3 likes. That's really big in a code that I've just done in baseball. That could be a sign there. That could be a sign. Wow, can't believe that just happened. If you're on my website and you just saw that 13-3, it's just appeared again. You know what I'm talking about. That could be a good sign. But we'll see. I told you, sports is whatever to me now. Did you see Haaland's scored after 12 minutes? His first goal, 1 + 2 is 3. He did that. How many times do we have to call these people out? Okay, the Masonic point to Lucifer. His first goal is doing that. I'm telling you right now, if you like to bet, get on Haaland Golden Boot for the code that I have. Haaland Golden Boot. You'll say, yeah, well, he's top striker. He plays for Man City. Get on Haaland. I don't know what odds he is. He's probably about +300. Or maybe less. I don't know. I haven't looked. Yeah, so many of the greatest stars die. The 27 Club. They don't know, do they? Okay? Amy Winehouse is now playing the role of Lady Gaga. And wait until you see the video I'm going to do on that. Amy Winehouse's anniversary of her death was yesterday, wasn't it? Okay? Amy Winehouse didn't go anywhere. And she's another one that said that she had this tragic upbringing and she got with a boyfriend who got her on Class A drugs. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. If you're on Class A drugs every day, like they made it out with Amy Winehouse, you're not able to travel and perform. You're just not. It's nonsense. Okay? Amy Winehouse is Lady Gaga. 16242 days from Obama's birth to Kobe's 666th game, which is the zip code of New Bethlehem, 333 square miles. Who had a flood on the 201st day of 96? Wow, let me know. I'm not sure who had a flood on the 201st day of 96. You'll have to let me know there. From the founding of Israel until event 201, if you count the end date, 26090 days, drop the zeros, it's 269269, the 269th day of the year, and the verse is 962, the country code of Jordan. Wow. Hey, Joseph, how you doing, brother? This is going to be a short one. Not really going to be any numbers involved. Rafinha scored and threw up the 666. Yeah, I've done a few posts about Rafinha. Okay, he likes this one. Rafinha likes that. And then he'll also do the 666 from the side, so you can only see one of his eyes. It's like they rehearse it, man. It's like they literally rehearse it. Hey, Neil. Woo! How you doing? Ritual equals 27. Yeah, the 27 Club. Who was in it? John Morrison. Amy Winehouse. Who else did they have? Jimi Hendrix. The characters die. Like, I'm going back and forth with these Michael Jackson diehards. Michael Jackson, the character, died. Okay, and please, if you are watching, I don't care about how much you love Michael Jackson anymore. Can you leave me alone? I've got about 50 of you coming at me. Leave me alone. Why are you being so defensive? If you know Michael and you know exactly who Michael was, then ignore my comments. The heavens opened up after his goal. Yep. Juice WRLD put it everywhere. That's what the 27 Club, we ain't living past 21, and then all of a sudden died when he was 21. The character dies, mate. That's why more often than not, I don't like decoding when these celebrities die. Sometimes I'll do it. It's the character that dies, not the person playing the character. Ciao, Lady Hawk. Hope you're doing excellently. Like the beard ads. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Memphis Depay did the Masonic handshake with Thierry Henry when they met in Miami in broad daylight. Yeah, when you're aware of it. I was just speaking to Red Pill Monkey. Hopefully he's in the live. If you're in the live, Red Pill Monkey, leave a comment. Wow, 24 in the live, 6 likes. That's Messi's birthday. Another little deceiver. And when Freemasonry was founded. So Red Pill Monkey and I said, we must have been under a spell because he was sending me images. Sending me images of all these blatant blokes who I thought were women. And he showed me them. I'm like, how did we miss this? He was like, we must have been under a spell because it's so blatant. I'm like, yeah, we must have been. And the majority is still under it. But again, they won't accept that. It's like you're disrespecting them when you say that to them. Like Prince dying on Queen's birthday. Prince died on the Queen's 90th birthday when he was 57. 90 minus 57 is 33. Prince talking about dying in an elevator and he was found dead in an elevator. The characters die. All right? And then when people like Prince and MJ die, they actually make more money for the record labels. They sell more records and merchandise. And these people go, you do know Michael Jackson bought the Beatles albums and everything. I was like, no, he didn't. Michael Jackson didn't buy shit. All right? It was just a puppet. It's funny that people think that they're going to let Michael Jackson do that. The people that run the music industry, the satanic music industry, are going to let one guy do that. It's laughable. And these people telling me to do research is probably more laughable, to be honest. Who do you think isn't trans in Hollywoods? They all are in Hollywood, the A and B listers. In sports, I think all the top stars are. The lower level, no. The top stars, for sure, in my opinion. But again, I'll never be able to prove it. I can just keep, with the symbolism, I can keep showing you it day in, day out, day in, day out. I'm telling you, I think Jack Grealish has a big season as well this year. Old female Jackie Grealish. You might want to put that female deceiver in your team. And guys, look at the French coach, the women's French coach. It's a man. And look at the centre half. That's 7'2". Bloke. Anyway, I can't do what I always do, where I drag on and on and on because I am in a rush. I'm going to quickly go through 30 celebrities who went from rags to riches. A nice little idiom. I taught that idiom the other day. It's where basically you go from being poor to rich. So check this out. Again, I've got about 40 minutes max. I'm going to read this out. I might stop halfway through to see what you're saying. Rags to riches stories inspire hope and remind even the most down and out dreamers that hard work, positivity, and perseverance sometimes do pay off, no matter how hard the road might seem. Bullshit. Bullshit at this level. It's not how you get there. You do not get to the top of Hollywood through hard work, positivity, and perseverance. You don't. You get there through Masonic ties, worshipping Satan, and rituals. That's how you get there. And how you stay there is by doing higher level Masonic, satanic rituals. Simple. And these actors right now, they're not even really acting. Nearly everything's CGI. And these singers, you know, like your Backstreet Boys and your NSYNC, it's not their voices. Okay, that's why they all sound exactly the same. It's not their voices. They're miming. And they're all All these boy band members, sorry to break it to you guys, but your Justin Timberlake's a female. All your Backstreet Boys, Backstreet, backwards. All right, let's do this. In America's celebrity culture, there is no shortage of superstars with rags to riches backgrounds and stories of poverty, trauma, and hardship that had to be overcome. Again, wait till you see my Mo Farah video I'm going to do. No way was he trafficked and kidnapped 9 years old and brought to the UK to basically be a servant and then goes to school. Okay. All right, let's start with Sean Combs. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's P. Diddy, is it not? So no celebrity from any genre earned more in 2017 than the 130 million raked in by hip-hop, fashion, and media mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who I am 99.9% sure is gay. Okay, with a net worth of 820 million, he's closing in on the 1 billion club. Is he though? Is he? Or do you just say this to make people idolize these people more and look up to them? Is he really approaching 1 billion? But it wasn't always that way. Combs got a paper route as a boy to earn money. Guys, I was brought up with a decent upbringing. I was a paper boy to make an extra cheeky tenner to get myself some food or whatever. Okay? In the gritty Harlem neighborhood when his mother couldn't afford to buy him sneakers. Is it really that bad? He had to get a paper round, which we call it in England, and his mum couldn't really afford to buy him sneakers. So was he walking around doing his paper round barefooted? Like he's from the Flintstones? I'm pretty sure he had a pair of sneakers. Maybe he didn't get the $300 Air Jordans, all right? His mum couldn't afford him sneakers. Well, why don't she get a paper round as well? Woo! The gritty streets of Harlem. Jim Carrey, one of the biggest deceivers, was my favorite actor, so this always hurts talking about Carrey. I loved him in The Truman Show, in The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It hurts me with Jim Carrey, but I've got over it. And now I find him incredibly annoying. Comedian turned actor Jim Carrey boasts a net worth of 150 million and a resume of movies that have grossed nearly 4.9 billion worldwide, 49 like Revelation, like Antichrist. They make up these numbers. But before a role in Living Colour launched the Canadians' comics career in 1990, your 199, 46 prime. Remember, Brady was drafted 199. Things weren't so smooth. At 12 years old, the actor was homeless and living in a van after his father lost his job. What about the mother? So he's 12 years old and he was homeless, living in a van. Well, is he homeless if he was living in a van? Like, you know the character from Jackass? I forgot his name, but he lives in a van. Chris Pontius lives in a van. Is he homeless? He's got shelter. What is a home? What is a home? The guy had shelter. He's 12 years old. He's living in a van. Did he though? Can anyone back this up? Or is it absolute nonsense? Camila Alves. Things are going well for model mother, entrepreneur, and Matthew McConaughey's wife, bloke, Camila Alves, who has a net worth of 5 million. That reality, however, was far from real when the Brazilian immigrant, was 15 years old. As a new arrival in a strange country, Alves stated in a 2015 interview that she worked in restaurants and cleaned houses to help her low-income family get by and save for her dream of pursuing a career in New York. There's loads of people that work in restaurants and clean houses. All right? I don't mean she's living in extreme poverty. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who somehow became the governor of California when he can't even speak English properly. And by the way, just so you all know, I'm pretty sure Arnold Schwarzenegger, his whole life pretty much, since he came on the scene, is wearing a bodysuit. He's wearing a bodysuit. Same with Stallone. And The Rock. One of the richest action stars of all time, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is a 7-time, of course 7, Mr. Olympia. It wasn't even his real body. With a net worth of 400 million and a resume of movies that earned 4.73 billion. Guy that can't even talk at the worldwide box office. He also boasts the title of the 38th governor of California. 38th. Death number. When he was born in 1947, however, his homeland of Austria was devastated by World War II, and the future governor lived in a home with no plumbing and no phone. Hunger-based riots plagued the streets outside his door. But did they? Did they? Did they? How did he even get to the US? Halle Berry. And how did he even get to become the governor when he's not a US citizen? Halle Berry, who I had a massive crush on, but the more I've studied Halle Berry, it's a man. You just have to look at the back and the hips. It's a man. Oscar-winning actress Halle Berry has enjoyed an extraordinary career in show business that includes roles in classics like Jungle Fever and X-Men. X, 10 in Roman numerals, Satan. X-Men. Although she has now a net worth of 80 million, she grew up poor, raised by a single mother in Cleveland, and once lived in New York City homeless shelter before she made it big in Hollywood. Really? No, it's bullshit. All right, I'll read some of your comments. I'll take a break here. What time? 16 minutes in. Space Jam in real life. Basically the NBA. Funny how you have a mirror behind you, man in the mirror. Man in the mirror. Michael Jackson played the role of his friend in the Larry King interview after he died. I believe so. We should see the interview with David Bowie, who played the role of his manager the day after he supposedly died, and it was David Bowie playing the role of David Bowie's manager. Haaland scored last night, and then lightning struck, and the players had to be taken off. Really? I saw that he did that. Guys, the lightning. Satan fell out of heaven like a lightning bolt. Thoughts on Ed Matthews versus Simple Simon boxing match? I don't know. And I don't care. Do you like Stormzy, Adam? No. If you think about it, we've all been kidnapped and trafficked into slavery to the system. Yes. Diddy is a bit of a foodie name. Yes. Pretend to be a gangster, just like Drake pretends to be a gangster. 50 Cent pretended to be a gangster. Snoop. They're not gangsters. I'm not going to get into what I believe they have to do to get to the top of that industry, but it's not what you'd expect gangsters to do, put it that way. Was Scott Steiner wearing a bodysuit? I believe so. All right, you can say, no, it was just steroids. No. These people are wearing bodysuits and masks. Monkeypox gives you jungle fever. Chris Brown is the next Michael Jackson. What, the guy who supposedly beat up Rihanna. Chris Brown's a woman, Rihanna's a man. Okay, they were never dating. These people don't date. Demi Moore, this is one of the most blatant men. Demi Moore, who was with what, Ashton Kutcher? I'm pretty sure. Demi Moore's father left before she was born, and the man who became her stepfather was frequently out of work, forcing the family to move frequently. According to Hello magazine. The high school dropout went on to blossom into a two-time Golden Globe nominee, Gigi, like Georgia Guidestones, you're 77, nominee with a net worth of 150 million, with 60 acting credits in the industry. Moore's career has spanned more than 35 years. Satan's 35. Imagine what Demi Moore's done to be in Hollywood for 35 years. You think she stayed there through just hard work and talent? Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone was born in New York City's Hell's Kitchen, guys. Stallone was born in a place called Hell's Kitchen. Gordon Ramsay's famous TV show. Hell's Kitchen. Hell. Where his mother was a hairdresser, dead broke and expecting a child. He took bit parts in B movies. Again, Stallone couldn't speak. He still can't speak. He supposedly wrote Rocky. You really believe that Sylvester Stallone wrote Rocky and then went and said, listen, the only way you're going to turn this into a movie is if I'm the star. Otherwise, I'm not going to sell you it. A guy who was desperate for money was offered a big amount of money for Rocky. And he was like, well, I can't do his accent. Adrian! The only way that you're going to make this movie is if I star in it as Rocky. And they went, okay, Sylvester, sounds great, mate. Nonsense, guys. So many male celebs pushing depression, all that men need to break this. Yeah, I've told you there's the suicide awareness hotline. There's all the celebrities talking about mental health. They want it, especially with men now, because they want men to be weak. They've broken so many men. The majority of men in this world are weak, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. They're being broken. Okay? All this heterosexual men and la-di-da-di-da, these tough guys, where have they gone? Where have these tough guys gone? Yeah, John Cena's probably the most blatant bodysuit. Okay? Can't even run. John Cena's body is not real, guys. Look at it. You can't see me because you can't actually see the guy playing John Cena. You can't see who's actually playing the role of John Cena. If you think his body's real, then you got to wake up. And if you pull out the card of, you're just jealous, illusion, you wish you had a body like Cena, I think he looks ridiculous. And no, I'm not jealous. And I'll never have a body like Cena because I'll never get a bodysuit. At one point, supposedly, Stallone sold his dog for cash. I wonder how much he got for that. What, a tenner? Today, he's one of the most lucrative action stars in Hollywood history. The net worth of 400 million, a portfolio of films that earned more than 4.4 billion worldwide for your 44. So, okay, he sold his dog. Did he? 37 in the live, guys. 12 likes, 37 in the 12th prime. Joaquin Phoenix. 2014, Joaquin Phoenix revealed to Playboy that his childhood involved a Spartan existence with his family, who trekked through South America as part of a religious cult, it's probably true, called Children of God. Today, his fortunes have changed dramatically. He has more than 50 credits for movies like Gladiator and Walk the Line, 3 Oscar nominations, and a net worth of 30 million. How many threes do I want to give this guy? Billy Bob Thornton. 2016, Billy Bob Thornton told ABC, there's your 1, 2, 3. 1 + 2 + 3 is 6. 2016, guys, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. Told ABC about growing up poor in rural Arkansas, about his childhood. Thornton said all year he looked forward to getting a stick and a rock in his stocking for Christmas. What? He looked forward to getting a stick and a rock in his stocking for Christmas. Who writes this stuff? Who's making this up? Today, however, the Oscar-winning writer and star of Sling Blade, just know that these Oscar-winning writers don't write anything. I think it's the Fallen Angels that write all of these songs and movies. It's not Billy Bob Thornton. Enjoys big and small screen success that has earned him a net worth of 35 million. Another 35 for Satan. This next one's a blatant bloke, Selena Gomez, who dated Justin Bieber, left Justin Bieber, got with The Weeknd, who is Justin Bieber, and then got back with Justin Bieber. The mockery. The great Carly uses stilts, mate. Yeah, that great Carly can't even walk. The big goon. Yeah. He's probably Nephilim. I told you Nephilim. It is giant. He is a giant. Same with The Big Show. Today, Selena Gomez is a music and movie superstar with 80 film and television credits, as well as a net worth of 60 million. But when she was an 18-year-old Disney star, so she's gone through MK Ultra, like all Disney stars, and abused, she revealed to Hollywood Life that her mother gave birth to the future superstar when she was just 16 years old and worked several jobs just to put food, often dollar store spaghetti, on the table. No, these people don't come from poor backgrounds. They don't. Shania Twain, man, I feel like a woman. Da, 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 da. Bloke. Country pop superstar Shania Twain kept her past and private life to herself until a 2011 Nightline interview, where she revealed that she grew up desperately poor in an abusive household in rural Canada. In 1987, her parents were killed in a car accident, probably a huge ritual for her success, which left her responsible for raising her younger siblings. She went on to groundbreaking career that culminated in 5 Grammy Awards and 18 nominations, as well as a net worth of 370 million. So her mother and father died, and she goes on to become a superstar. Okay. Kelly Clarkson, rigged. Okay, rigged. She won American Idol. It's OP determined who win this. Again, you believe that One Direction wasn't planned to be put together before the show? You think Simon Cowell just came up with the concept I think yesterday One Direction celebrated their 12-year anniversary of deceiving the masses. In 2016, Kelly Clarkson left the audience and herself in tears when she performed a rendition of her song Piece by Piece on American Idol. The reason for all the emotion? The song was about her troubled childhood, which was punctured by her father leaving and her siblings being split up and scattered among family members. She never quit, however, and went on to parlay her difficult circumstances into a career that earned her 3 Grammy wins, 14 nominations. 314 for Pi, 3.14, and a net worth of 28 million, and 28 is a perfect number, the 7th triangular number. Snoop Dogg. It's no secret that Snoop Dogg's childhood involved poverty, violence, and run-ins with the law. Probably never been arrested in his life. On the streets of Long Beach, California. As the human embodiment of the early 90s West Coast gangster rap culture, which again, it was the white elitists that came up with the concept of doing this, like, fuck the police. They don't want us to have police because they want surveillance everywhere, but there'll be no need for police, just like China. And it was just the black people playing the victim, which they've done all the time in the entertainment industry. Okay? That's the reality. That's what they always talk about. In gangster rap, it's either about how they're victims, how they've shot people, how they've overcome adversity. It's about drugs. It's about having sex with loads of different women when they're having sex with blokes. It's the same lyrics. And now it's all about Satan. That's why you have Lil Nas X giving a lap dance to Satan in a music video and selling satanic Nike sneakers, 666 pairs that have Luke 10:18 stitched into them, which is all about Satan falling from heaven like a lightning bolt, and people ignore it because they have no knowledge. His music and persona have transformed him into an instantly recognizable and highly marketable icon. Icon, people. Thanks to his career and some smart investments on the side, he has a net worth of 135 million. What, like how Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135, won 135 playoff games, 135 games where he got 40 points or more and was inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame on the 135th day of the year, which is 15.5, which I did a video yesterday about 155, which once again got limited, like all my videos, for no reason. Limited. Don't make any money now because of these people ruining me for no reason. Nicki Minaj, bloke, just like Cardi B. 2015, the Chicago Tribune reported that hip-hop superstar Nick Minaj was shifting gears to produce a comedy based on her less than funny childhood. The 10-time Grammy nominee for Satan immigrated from Trinidad to Queens, Queen like Corona, New York, where she suffered through her drug-addicted father's many violent outbursts. She now has a more than comfortable life backed up by a 75 million net worth. Again, Nicki Minaj has next to no talent. She's got fake ass, fake tits, fake face, fake hair. It's a bloke. Mark Wahlberg, bodysuit as well. The 68 million Mark Wahlberg earned in 2017 made him last year's highest paid actor. An Oscar-nominated leading man who has earned continued success as a producer and actor on both television and in the movies, the Boston native has a net worth of 255 million. What, the date George Floyd died? 25.5. As a child, however, he was one of 9 siblings in a broken home. He both used and sold drugs as a child. He was also the aggressor in a series of violent, racially motivated assaults. Racially motivated. Okay, they couldn't just say a series of violent assaults. Had to be racially motivated. The most serious charges resulted in his imprisonment after being tried as an adult for attempted murder. All right, so attempted murder, yet he can still go on and star in Hollywood. Do you know if you've been basically done for attempted murder, you pretty much can't get a job anywhere, but he can go to the top of Hollywood? Sure he can. Never happened, did it? Mila Kunis, hurts me to say this, bloke from that 70s show who supposedly dated Macaulay Culkin, who supposedly dated Ashton Kutcher. Mila Kunis has publicly vowed she and her husband, fellow actor and A-lister Ashton Kutcher, will not raise entitled children. That's because she grew up poor. She went the opposite. An immigrant born in Ukraine, of course, the Ukraine, Kunis' family fled to America as the Soviet Union collapsed. Who was behind that? We know who were behind that. The Satanists that run the show. In a 2016 interview, It's always 2016, it seems. With the Daily Mail, Kunis recalled eating ketchup soup as a kid when food was scarce. Ketchup soup? Is that even a thing? Ketchup soup? In an interview with Metro UK, Kunis insisted she acted her way out of poverty. Yeah, they're actors their whole lives, deceiving people. Starting with a starring role on that 70s show alongside Kutcher when she was just 14 years old. She now has a net worth of $55 million for Satan, making her one of the wealthiest celebrity immigrants. Immigrant. What a joke. Dolly Parton, with the fake titties, bloke. Arguably one of the biggest and richest names in country music. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a shitty living. Dolly Parton has a net worth of $500 million, but it wasn't always that way. Parton grew up in poverty, of course. Of course he did. In fact, one of her best known songs is Coat of Many Colors, which chronicles her early life as one of 12 siblings in the rural mountains of eastern Tennessee. Poverty forced Parton to grow up in a house without running water, gas, or electricity. She and her siblings slept on beds made of straw. Well, what the parents doing having 12 kids? But by the age of 12, Parton appeared on local television, and the rest is history. How did she appear on television at age 12? Parents don't have enough money for water, electricity, okay, gas. Who came across her? Do you think she was really going to auditions when there's 12 kids? 2 parents who are going, okay, Dolly, let's go. Let me take you to a few auditions. Joke, lies. Parton's achievements include 8 Grammy Awards, including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, a Country Music Association Lifetime Achievement Award, and more. The more awards they have, the bigger they've deceived us. It's as simple as that. The more rituals they've done. Ketchup Soup, 155. James Brown plays Kodak Black. I don't know about that. Matt Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane both missed their flights for 9/11 attacks. They went on to star in Ted. Yeah, I've read that. Seth MacFarlane, who supposedly wrote Family Guy. Remember Family Guy? Where they had an episode of Robin Williams killing himself in the show, and on the same day it was aired, he killed himself. The character Robin Williams died and went on to play the role of Melinda Gates. That's why he played the role of Mrs. Doubtfire, to prepare for the role and basically tell you what he was going to do in the future. J.K. Rowling, again, who has a Baphomet tattoo on her wrist. Yes. You really believe that J.K. Rowling wrote all the books for Harry Potter? You are dreaming. Born in Gloucestershire, England, J.K., like joke. J.K., joke. Never wrote anything. Rowling was raising a daughter with the help of a public assistant when she wrote Harry Potter in 1994. Reflecting on life before literary superstardom, Rowling said in a 2013 interview, that's when Francis became the Pope, with Daily Mail, that she was as poor as it's possible to be. She was as poor as it's possible to be. Yet she was raising a child. She's saying she couldn't be any poorer. Really? If she was that poor, she'd be dead now. She wouldn't have access to food, water, shelter, anything. In 2017, Rowling earned about $95 million, which gave her the title of the world's highest paid author and 3rd highest paid celebrity across all categories in the world. According to Forbes, that's a step down from 2008 when she shocked the world by pulling in $300 million in 1 year. Really? Today, she has a net worth of $1 billion thanks to the $25 billion Harry Potter franchise. Ralph Lauren, fashion icon, again, icon people. Ralph Lauren has a net worth of $5.5 billion for 55 for Satan, according to Forbes, and retains control over the Ralph Lauren brand, worth $8.2 billion. Guys, stop buying these brands. I know right now, what am I wearing? Tommy Hilfiger. This shirt's really old. But these people now, Ralph Lauren, female name, and his car collection is believed to be the most expensive in the world. Lauren was born in Ralph Lipschitz, the Bronx-born son of Russian Jewish immigrants. He changed his name because of the relentless bullying he believed the name attracted. He traces his creativity to his early fascination with movies, which served as the only escape from his family's poverty. How was he watching movies if he's so poor? Did he have a TV? Was he going to the cinemas? How was he watching movies if he was so incredibly poor? Elvis was a woman and she isn't dead. Yeah, Elvis was for sure a female. Always the way he moved his hips intentionally. And this one for the money, true for the show. All these top stars are inverted. Kobe Bryant won 836 in his career. Really? Jimi Hendrix never died of drug overdose. They don't. None of these top stars take drugs. All right? When Russell Brand tells you he grew up taking drugs and he was this close to dying, they're always this close to dying. None of them do. All right? None of them taking these drugs that you think that they're taking at the highest level. Sports stars can throw punches on the job. I'd be fired immediately. Yeah. Donatella Versace is the most beautiful woman in the world, says Vogue. Donatella Versace is a bloke. Eminem. If you've seen the movie 8 Mile, you know all about Eminem's story where he grew up in a trailer park with his mum and his stepdad was beating his mum and beating Eminem, and it's laughable, actually. Eminem's nearly 20-year career stoked controversy, endeared legions of fans, outraged an equal number of critics. Again, divide and conquer. Bridge racial divides. That's one of the main reasons I brought Eminem on the stage. And earned the rapper a net worth of 190 million. With more than 14.43 million units sold, 43 the 14th prime, made up number. The Marshall Mathers, for your 33, LP 1 and 2 in history's best-selling rap album collection, with the first album alone selling more units than the next 9 best-selling collection. Again, how did this unknown white rapper do that? Because whoever the mainstream want to push and get to the top, they put them to the top. Eminem is a self-made man. It's like when they told us that, what's his name, who I absolutely destroyed, Tom McDonald, didn't have a record deal. And Drake said that he made it to the top, added it without one. Talking about a record deal, what a joke. It's so hilarious. Born Marshall Bruce Mathers III, of course the third. He was raised in the poor and racially charged area along 8 Mile Road, Detroit's symbolic poverty dividing line. Dividing. That's what it's all about with Eminem, dividing us. I would change schools 2 or 3 times a year. 2 or 3, like 23. 2/3 is 66.6. The rapper told Anderson Cooper, oh my goodness, don't get me started on Anderson Cooper. In a 2011 interview, while reflecting on how his unstable home life affected his education, I got beat up in the bathroom, beat up in the hallways, shoved into lockers for the most part, just for being the new kid. Eminem dropped out of school. Guess what grade? The 9th grade. The number of completion, 9, the last single-digit number. He drops out in the 9th grade. Did he even go to school? Leonardo DiCaprio. As soon as he starts pushing climate change, he wins an Oscar. DiCaprio portrayed a poor vagabond in Titanic and a master of the financial universe in The Wolf of Wall Street. In real life, he's lived both sides of the coin. The highest paid male Oscar nominee in 2016, DiCaprio has a net worth of $245 million. In 2014, DiCaprio reminisced to the Los Angeles Times about growing up in a seedy LA neighborhood that was home to open-air drug and prostitution markets. He traces his love of acting to surviving a beating on his first day of public school after winning the scholarship to a private elementary school. So he went to a private elementary school and got beat up. That's not what goes on in private elementary schools. You don't get beat up. And who's getting beat up in elementary school? What? Like getting beaten up is getting absolutely battered by somebody in elementary school? 6 years old? But he got punched in the nose maybe by a 6-year-old. Of his success, he told the Times, it goes back to that neighborhood. It came from the fact that I grew up very poor and I got to see the other side of the spectrum. No, you didn't, DiCaprio. Can you please tell me, guys, I'm running out of time here. Can you please tell me what poor kid is called Leonardo DiCaprio? You think that's a real name? Leonardo DiCaprio. A poor kid, eh? Just Jay-Z, oh my goodness. Did he just become a billionaire? On the list of top earning hip-hop stars in 2017, Jay-Z came in second behind Diddy with a net worth of 900 million. Sean Jay-Z Carter is creeping toward a spot in the billionaires club. His empire includes not just music, but also clothing, sports gear, spirits, and several startups. His startup portfolio includes a music platform recently valued at 10 times what he paid for it just 2 years prior. That financial success puts Jay-Z past Dr. Dre in the world of rap's wealthiest players. Well, Jay-Z has his own record label called Rockefeller. People don't know who the Rockefellers are, who J.D. Rockefeller is. You think Jay-Z owns his own Record label, you are dumb. Jay-Z's rhymes, which often depict life on the main streets of the inner city, are frequently autobiographical. Raised in Brooklyn, public housing project. Jay-Z admitted in 2013 Vanity Fair interview he sold crack to escape the trap of poverty. He admitted to feeling guilty later. However, at the time, he was just trying to survive. Guys, that's basically the lyrics from a Tupac Changes song, where they basically say, hey, I got to get paid. That's the way it is. Talking about dealing drugs. And Jay-Z, that's what he did. Hey, I got to get paid. That's the way it is. Sure, Jay-Z, who's married to a bloke, boy once, Beyonce. Jay-Z's a female, okay? No doubt. Got a curve in his back. I was thinking about surviving, he said. I was thinking about improving my situation. I was thinking about buying clothes. What was Jay-Z doing? Walking around New York naked? He have no clothes on his back? You're a liar, Jay-Z. You're a liar. Nothing but a joke. And you're definitely not a bloke. Woo! Sarah Jessica Parker, who's blatantly a bloke from Sex and the City. Okay, that show, by the way, promoted sexual promiscuity with women. Okay, it made people want to be single and just go around having sex, especially that blonde one. I don't know her name. Show's shite. And it got turned into a movie. Sarah Jessica Parker once described her childhood as Dickensian, she recalled in a 2000 interview with the New York Times. Oh, it must be legit then. What life was like growing up on welfare and suffering the daily humiliation and stigma associated with receiving free lunch at school and basic utilities being turned off in her family's home. Let me tell you something. When kids are getting free lunch at school, free lunch dinners, people don't know. They're not wearing they don't have a tattoo on their head saying, I'm getting my lunch for free. People don't know. All right? And if they did, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't ridicule the kid for it. It's lies. We didn't have electricity sometimes. We didn't have Christmases sometimes. What? What do you mean you didn't have Christmas? How can you, what do you mean? Or we didn't have birthdays sometimes. You didn't have a birthday. What are you on about? Or the bill collectors came, or the phone company would call and said, we're shutting your phones off. Hey, we're shutting your phones off. Bye. The star of both the big and small screens, the Sex and the City celebrity managed to escape her past. What past? What past? That she got free lunch? And occasionally she didn't celebrate Christmas or get gifts on her birthday? And Mike Tyson just did a video about him. 1986, the year I was born. Boxing history was made and a legend was born when the man who would go on to become the world's most feared fighter was crowned the youngest heavyweight champion in sports history. Although Mike Tyson's life unraveled after losing the belt 4 years later, 4 years like the Four Horsemen, he rebounded and is now worth $3 million. Tyson not only fought his way to superstardom, but also his way out of crushing poverty. Of course he did. Like so many poor kids before him, Tyson turned to boxing as an escape from the crime, violence and dysfunction that surrounded his life in Brownsville, Brooklyn, until he was discovered and adopted by legendary trainer Cus D'Amato. Adopted? In a 2015 interview with the Hudson Union Society, Tyson reflected on the realities of his poverty-stricken neighborhood. Nobody was above killing anyone there. Lies, just lies. They talk about the stuff that everyone's just randomly going around killing other people in these neighborhoods. It's not what's happening. It's what the media tell you. It's not what's happening. I bet I could walk around all of these poverty-stricken neighborhoods and nothing would happen to me. I've walked through many of them. I got involved with the negative entities there. What, demons? I'd been arrested almost 40 times by the time I was 12. He got arrested 40 times by the time he was 12. Lies. Lies. Celine Dion. Oh my God. It don't get more blatant than this as a bloke. Canadian singer Celine Dion remains relevant with a career that has lasted decades. She earned $42 million, the Beast reigns, for 42 months. In 2017, mostly from a Las Vegas artist residency, that has netted her $350 million since it debuted in 2003. The global superstar's net worth is estimated at $800 million. I wonder how much money she's making from selling her satanic clothing to children. You need to look that up. One of 14 children in a poor Quebec family, Dion started out singing in her parents' bar. While still a minor, she was discovered by a famed French-speaking singer. So some really, really poor family, there's 14 of them, yet the parents had their own bar, and a really famous French-speaking singer came to the bar and witnessed Celine Dion singing and gave her a record deal. Are we supposed to believe this? Are we really supposed to believe this? Shia LaBeouf, who's in that video for Sia with a really young girl at the time, very disturbing video. I can't remember the name of the song, but they're in a cage. And I think it's to do with being under MK Ultra. They can't escape. In a 2009 interview with Parade, Shia LaBeouf openly discussed growing up with his starving artist parents. Starving? Do you even know what the word starving means? There's hungry and then there's starving, who were too poor to pull the family out of poverty. LaBeouf sought escape and money by starting a stand-up comedy career at 10 years old for Satan, which put him on the path to stardom. What 10-year-old is doing stand-up comedy? It's nonsense, guys. Shia LaBeouf, who starred in Transformers with Megan Fox. Transformers. Megan Fox, who said she's a man. My dad and my mum were both artists who never found an audience for their network, he said in the interview. But he did at 10 years old. The parents couldn't, but a 10-year-old did. So we lived in poverty. Now that I'm not poor, I know that is what it was. As Hemingway said, you can't write anything if you've never been shot at or been gored by a bull, you know. So I look back at that stuff and I'm grateful. It's like scars. You become proud of them. So cheesy. People fall for the bullshit. Look at this. LaBeouf's movies have earned more than $5.02 billion worldwide, garnering him a net worth of 25 million. So 52 and 25, like Pope's 52 and 25. Hilary Swank, which has the word wank in the name, bloke. Two-time Oscar winner Hilary Swank has won Academy Awards for her roles in $1 Million Baby and Boys Don't Cry. Her career, which dates back to television appearances in the early 90s, has earned a net worth of $40 million. Swank grew up, however, in a trailer park in Washington State, where her family suffered from poverty and financial insecurity. Her experiences have shaped her career. And then they give the bullshit speeches, which has included portrayals of women struggling with poverty. Wow. Growing up in a lower income family, you don't have the resources to make ends meet. How do you not? There's plenty of people that I know have grown up in low income families that do make ends meet. They literally make ends meet. And you have to find creative ways to get by, she said. That infuses your character with a lot of drive and determination. Shut up with your bullshit. J-Lo, bloke, who the older he gets, the more blatant it becomes. I used to have a little, now I have a lot. Do you remember that? I'm still Jenny from the block, whatever. No, my name's not Jenny and I'm a bloke, should be the lyrics. I used to have a little, now I have a lot is one of Jennifer Lopez's most famous lyrics, and the line from Jenny from the block encapsulates J-Lo's life. A dancer, pop star, actress, and model, Lopez was born to struggling Puerto Rican parents in the tough Castle Hill section of the Bronx. According to a 2013 interview with the Daily Mail, watching her parents struggle instilled in Lopez the value of hard work. I watched my parents, she said. My dad worked nights, and I was aware of how much he was doing for us. My mum was a Tupperware lady and also worked at the school. Okay. I always felt that I couldn't let them down, and I had a natural discipline from early on. I was always training for something. So her dad worked nights, her mum had a job. Both the parents had a job. Okay. Why was she struggling so much? After studying dance at an early age, she got a big break as a fly girl dancer on the Fox, guys. In Pythagorean numerology, 666. Fox is 6, O is 60, X is 600. Hitting Living Color. Again, Living Color. Just like Jim Carrey, that's where he came through. In Living Color. 3 words. Her net worth currently stands at 380 million. Miranda Lambert. Wow. One of the richest women in country music. Lambert comes from humble roots. Her parents' business was a casualty of the 1980s Texas oil burst. You know who's behind all of this stuff. And Lambert was briefly homeless during her childhood until she moved in with her uncle. Again, they'll say briefly homeless. Maybe she didn't have a home for 24 hours or something. Nonetheless, the experience taught Lambert self-reliance. I learned how to do chores because you have to carry your weight. I learned how to do chores. I used to sweep the stairs and polish and tidy my bedroom. Most of us growing up in middle class households did chores. Tom Cruise, here we go. Tom Cruise right now is not the actual Tom Cruise. All right? There's something really strange about this current Tom Cruise who pushed Scientology. Tom Cruise, another one who, what is he, like 5'4", female? Tom Cruise, you think that's his real name? His last name's Cruise. Few actors have ascended higher on Hollywood's A-list than Tom Cruise, whose movies have nearly earned $9.2 billion worldwide, from Rain Man to Top Gun to Risky Business and Mission Impossible franchise. Although Cruise enjoyed financial success in his adult years, he grew up in a poor, dysfunctional household, where he was described being tormented by a violent, abusive father. His mother left and nothing to get away from his father when Cruise was only 12. Okay. Final one, Oprah, who has her own network, the Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN, which is a reflection of NWO. It's impossible to discuss rags to riches stories without mentioning Oprah Winfrey, a witch. Arguably the most recognizable woman in the world. Oprah boasts a net worth of $3.2 billion and the status of an entrepreneur who changed daytime television forever. Then you got Ellen DeGeneres, who's another bloke. She has launched countless careers and endeared herself to millions of adoring fans. So basically, if they wanted you to become famous, they'll put you on Oprah. Oprah would promote you, and that was it. You were set. You were set. Despite such achievement, Oprah grew up in severe poverty in rural Mississippi. Raised without indoor plumbing, she suffered physical and sexual violence until she began working for a local radio station after high school, a job that launched her passion for media. Bullshit. All bullshit. All those stories, bullshit. I'll read the comments and I have to go. They do hard work within the occult, yep. Jim Carrey was funny in Ace Ventura, I agree. Shepherd's Pie tonight, amazing. Wow. Great call, Rain Man. Well, I was just talking about Tom Cruise, who starred in Rain Man. People call me Rain Man. Upside Down equals 49. Final episode of Stranger Things was season 4, episode 9. Amazing. Joseph, the Terminator. Was Scott Steiner wearing a bodysuit? I've already said yes. Thoughts on Christian Guzman owning the biggest, most expensive gym in the world called Alpha Land? He don't own shit. What else have we got? Where's the cowboy hat? It's in my bedroom. Is SpongeBob also gay? Well, I've read that he was in love with Patrick, just like Mr. Burns had an admirer in Smithers. Smithers. Okay. Smithers was gay, fancied Mr. Burns. Conscious X has a video on how Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are the same person. It wouldn't shock me. They look identical. They rap the same way. They have the same body. What else? Jesus was brought up in a low-income family. Mum passed away when I was 7, but we got very easy. My dad was left with 8 of us at the age of 39. Yeah, but you don't see you at the top of Hollywood. I'm saying all these top stars and all these top athletes. I could do a video of this about top athletes. Gabriel Jesus was homeless and painting walls in Brazil. Like all this nonsense that they give us. Do most celebs get replaced by lookalikes? Possibly. Or masks. People don't know what they do with masks and bodysuits, and they can get you. They could put me with Brad Pitt's body, plaster it, put it on me, his face. And as long as I was the same height as him, and if I learned how to speak like he does, I could play the role of him. When do you see these celebrities? You see them on TV or award shows. How often do you actually meet them? How often do you actually meet them? Like, how many celebs have you guys seen up close and personal and shook their hand? Check out Bobby Zine's channel, Adam. Bobby Zine, okay. 42 like Revelation, like for T2, like T2 Judgment Day. Yep. Now you don't see me on top of Hollywood, and if I was on the top of Hollywood, it would be because I've sold out and been placed there. Yeah. You can't get to the top of Hollywood unless you've sold out. and usually from a very young age. And a lot of the times the parents sell the kids to Hollywood. Like I told you, Timberlake, Macaulay Culkin, Britney, Christina Aguilera, they were sold to the entertainment industry by their family. Aaron Carter, all right? They were sold. And then that's it. And then these kids get abused and they get put into MK Ultra and they get a taste for success. And if they don't do what they're told, they get destroyed. They get destroyed. So they just continue doing it. They're messed up from birth. Like, they're being raised to be like men when they're women. Your Johnny Depps and your DiCaprios and your Tom Cruises. And I've started to realize a lot of these actors, these pretty boys, they are very short. They're short. They're not as tall as they actually look when you look into them. They're very short. God didn't send his son to camp without money. 3 kings showed up with gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Yep. Another 3. Right. I wanted to get this done. Wow, I have to go. I'll read this last comment, then I have to go. In the heat of the night, they'd be coming round. They'd be looking for answers. They'd be chasing you down. Bryan Adams. He had the song Summer of '69, the year that man went to the moon. I say this to a lot of people. Why would someone give you 20 million or 30 million just because I'm talented? They have been in the program from birth. That's why you see them having meltdowns. Yeah. Britney's meltdown. There's loads of the top stars. That Amanda Bynes had a massive meltdown. Amanda Bynes. Yeah, Kanye had a big meltdown, as did Eminem. Why are actors all so short? Because I don't know. I think the top male actors are female, like your Tom Cruise. You know, with Tom Cruise, that the extras have to be smaller than him, and he wears high heels on set. He wears high heels again, perfect for a female, and to make him look taller. I'm good world information with Nomi, but I'm about to leave. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Just me once again calling people out, and I wish more people did what I did. Let me check. I think I'm on 73 people on my website now. Wait a second. Is it 73? Let me have a look before I go. 74. 74 for the US's Independence Day. I've got 74. Wow, 133 visits today. That 133 again, guys, on my website. 133 again. I don't know if I'm being teased here, or if that's a great sign. But the 74. Wow. And my decode for who's going to win Super Bowl 57 is pretty insane. Thanks for the love that you've been given with the comments. It's wild. If that hits, somebody said I'm going to go in the Decode Hall of Fame. The code is that frightening. Yeah, Jesus is 74. Jesus Christ, 74. Powerball, 74. Lucifer, 74. 7's the 4th prime. This Independence Day is 74. George Washington's name's 74. Independence Day is 74 when you write it out. Celebrated on 7/4. There's a lot with 74. There's a lot. Next year, Prince Charles will be turning 74. No, this year he turns 74. There's Prince Charles. All right. Okay, I'll read 6079's last 2 comments, then I'll go. Hopkins means son of Hob. Hob is an old name for the devil. And J.R. Tolkien wrote The Hobbit Jr. as in Junior Hopkins means son of Hob, as in Junior Event 201 on 1018, like J.R. Wow. You're referring to John Hopkins, where the Event 201 was, and not Operation Warp Speed. What was it called? The simulation exercise. Claydex. And from the first day of the Nuremberg trial indictments until Event 201, which both took place on 1018, yeah, like Luke 10:18, is 27028 days, 27028 zip code, Mocksville, Mock. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. I said I wasn't going to go live, but I did. And I'm going to go now. I'm not letting my friends down today. But yeah, it's a short one, like Tom Cruise. It's a short one. So maybe share it. If you want to check out my website, guys, check it out. I'm doing good work. And thanks for all your support. I better go. Cheers, guys. Take care and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And by the way, I'm going live on Tuesday for sure. I'm going live on Tuesday with a YouTuber I think is really underrated. It's called Hide and Seek TV. Please subscribe to Hide and Seek TV. His work's incredible and he gets no acknowledgement for what he does. I'll also be going live with Chuck Chulo. He's got a phenomenal code. And I'll be going live with Lobo, who's an incredible guy. So a lot of lives next week where I'm going to actually be interacting with other people. So I'll do my best with the comments, but wow, three amazing lives next week. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. All right, off I go. I'm running late again, and that's not good. Take care and much love. Thank you.